I forgot to change the title, so it says it's our Zoom meeting. Roman, I'll have to change it later. Okie doke. We are live on YouTube. Yay.
All righty.
Okay, Roman. I'm getting an echo. We are now, okay, so here we are. Roman, I'm getting an echo. Hold on a second. Here we go. I needed to turn it off on YouTube. Hello, everyone. We are live on YouTube. I've got Roman McConn of Project Freedom Ride. I'm so excited to have you here, Roman. You are 8 years old now? Is that right?
Yes, I am 8. I turn 9 at the end of, close to the end of next month.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you are 8. You are a dog. What? How do you introduce yourself?
I just say I'm a normal kid that helps dogs.
Perfect. You help dogs. And I talk to dogs. And so we're going to talk about dogs with a normal kid who likes to help dogs. Roman and his mom, Jen, started Project Freedom Ride in 2016. And how many dogs have you helped?
Over 2,500.
Wow. It just keeps growing. You've been recognized on the Ellen Show. You met Ellen. You met.
That was awesome.
Ellen's awesome. Melissa McCarthy on Little Big Shots. Yes. And now you're doing other things. You've got a big project coming up. What is your newest project? Don't you have something this week?
Our newest project. Oh, we have a transport of 108 dogs.
And where are they going?
They're going, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
They're going to the Pacific Northwest.
They are. And what some people don't realize is that there are shelters in some parts of the country that are overcrowded. And believe it or not, there are other places that can't get enough dogs. Is that right? Or certain kinds of dogs.
Yeah.
So where is this group of dogs going from?
Well, they're kind of coming from, there's a whole bunch. 7 I know are here from Georgia. They're going from here.
So, and they've got people who help work with you to find the right home.
And also there's some coming from there's some coming from Texas as well.
Yes, yes. And do they go by truck?
They go by, yes, they're kind of pulled in a climate controlled trailer and they can be checked on and all that stuff, and they can let them out potty and they can do that stuff.
So there's lots of volunteers along the way. Correct? Wow. And I know people who have gotten dogs from rescues. I have 3 dogs that mine are from rescues. How do you know how a dog is going to do in a new home? How do you know that?
Well, we do background checks and we have applications that tell us about those people, and we do background checks and Skype interviews. So yeah,
yes,
they
so
tell
you
us,
get a good sense.
And we also do a home check. So if the dog likes to run around a lot, they can run around in a big backyard, or if they live near a lake, they can go swim.
Yes. So I used to do background checks, and it's funny because sometimes we get so excited that we want a dog that we think that dog is the one for us, when we're not realizing, oh, wait, I have a small yard. I can't really give a good home to a big dog that needs a big house.
Right.
So that's why background checks are really important.
If you have a carpeted house, they could run around inside. A big carpeted house.
Yes, yes. Some dogs really like that. So what else? So I've seen you make videos, and you're really good at that.
Yes, I've done that. That would probably be one of my favorite parts about Project Freedom Ride.
Are the videos. Yes. And do you think people understand how important it is to share the videos that you make?
I think they do understand how important it is,
Yes.
because those dogs, most of them that we make videos for, they've been in the shelter a long time, and if they don't move fast enough, they'll get put to sleep.
That's right. That's right. Even if they're a really good dog, because the shelters run out of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when people share
Yeah.
videos, other people who see them learn about it, right?
Yes.
And then more people go and it helps get the dogs home. So if somebody wants to donate to Project Freedom Ride, they can do that, right? You take donations
Yeah.
of money?
We
Okay.
take
And we
donations. We take donations of money, and also we do Amazon wish lists.
mhm.
So that helps a lot, like catios and dog toys and leashes and collars and
So many good things. And if someone like right now, a lot of people don't have as much money as they used to have because of what's craziness in our world, but they could still, if they want to help, share a video, right?
right.
Yes. So those are easy. And where do they find your videos?
They would find them on, I think, our Project Freedom Ride Facebook page. Is that right, Mom? Yes. And Instagram and YouTube as well.
Okay. So wherever you are, and we'll put that information out, find a video and at least share some of Roman's videos about the dogs.
Yeah.
Perfect. We want to make sure people know that they can help right now doing that. Okay, so someone is asking how you got started doing the videos.
So really, I started when I was 4. I wanted to get donations for my I wanted money for my birthday, not for me. I wanted to give it to the local shelter in Texas where I lived at the time. And then we raised a little over $200, and it kind of just took off from there. We started going to the shelter and we started making videos, and when we moved to Washington, it grew.
So, how did you know when you were 4 years old that you wanted to do videos and raise money for the dogs instead of, say, get a new sleeping bag or something and a present for you? What was it inside
Well,
you that you knew that was the right thing?
because I had enough stuff at the time, and I
Hmm.
didn't need any more stuff. So I just decided, I'll get some donations for the shelter.
Perfect. Okay, so you knew that inside because part of my job is, and people ask me, how did I get started talking to dogs? When I was in kindergarten, a girl brought a dog to show and tell, and the dog had its nails were painted purple. And I'd never seen, I don't even remember seeing a dog before then. That I just knew, like you knew that you had enough toys. I just knew that that dog wanted to do more than just stand there with its nails painted purple. So that got me thinking about what I wanted to do with my life. And I wanted to have a dog and do different things, give the dog a chance to do something else. And that's one of the things that I like about you is that you're so young and you're doing it right away. You're listening to what you know inside of you and you like it and it's making a difference. So you keep doing it because a lot of people wonder, well, how can I do this? And I'm wondering when you are with the dogs and making your videos, how do you know about the dogs that whether this dog, a certain dog will want a certain thing? Because you talk about that in your videos sometimes.
Well, usually before we would start, we would let the dog out in a little play area, and we would let them run. We would let them get their energy out and see what they like. See if they like to play fetch, or see if they
Mhm.
like to just cuddle. And then when we made the video, we would say they just like to cuddle, or they like to run a lot, or they run a lot, and when they're done running, they crash hard.
So you don't try and make a dog that wants to cuddle chase a ball.
I don't.
Okay. Because I
I
think,
see if they like to, and
yeah,
then if they don't, I just lay down. I just sit down by them and pet them.
good. Do you think that other people could learn how to learn from dogs that way?
I think people could.
Okay. And what would they need to do when they meet a dog to
They
find out whether it
would
wants to cuddle or chase a ball?
they would need to get it out in an open area
Mhm.
where it could still be off leash and it's fenced in.
Mhm.
And they could get a ball and throw it and see if it chases after the ball, or if it just lays down or and cowers or something. They
Mhm.
just can sit down and pet them.
So they shouldn't get mad if the dog doesn't want to get the ball.
Right.
And they
They should just be like, "Oh, you don't like to chase ball? You don't like to chase tennis balls? Oh, okay, I'll sit down and get to your level and pet you."
That's so good. That is an important lesson that a lot of grown-ups don't know either. Cuz and now
It
what if they
is.
already have a dog and they're like, "Well, we really like our dog, but we want to get another dog because we love dogs."
Yeah.
Is it easy to just get any dog and bring it home?
Mm-mm. You have to make sure that that dog is dog friendly. But if that dog came with another dog, you have to make sure that those two are bonded, and yet it says dog friendly.
Oh, so just you found that just because a dog, it says it's dog friendly, doesn't it's going to mean it's going to be dog friendly with the dog in your house?
Yes, because it could have came with another dog, and it
Uh-huh.
could have been only dog friendly with that dog.
Okay. That's another good point.
And then
So, yeah.
you have to make sure it fits your benefits. If you like to run around, you have to make sure you have a dog that is really active, or if you like to just or if you just like to lay down and and take a nap, you have to make sure you have a dog that fits that.
Yes.
You have to
And
make sure your dog that you have likes the same thing. Well, not necessarily the same things, but you have to make sure the other dog is dog friendly, and you have to make sure your dog is dog friendly.
yes. And even if my dog is dog friendly when we're out at a walk, in our home, it might not be dog friendly because it doesn't want to share, just like people have difficulty sharing sometimes.
True.
Okay. So this is all good stuff. So, what about like, do people foster dogs your dogs? Can you explain? Do you know
Um,
what fostering is?
yes, I did. I fostered before.
Yes. So sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to foster. It's too hard to give the dog back. What do you say to that?
I say it can be hard, but you have to let it go because you know it'll have a better life in its new home. Unless it
Yes.
doesn't do well in its new home and it comes straight back to you.
Yes. And that's important because a lot of good rescues, if you're going to adopt a dog through a rescue, you want to make sure it's a rescue that will take the dog back or do it as a trial, like take the dog for 2 weeks to make sure it's a good fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so that's a lot of people don't realize that the benefit of going through a rescue is that the rescue will help them make sure it's the right situation.
Right.
So that's important. And what else can we tell people? That fostering gets the dog ready, that some
Right.
dogs need a break at a shelter. They do better when they go to a foster than straight to a home because of foster's
Yeah.
experience.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So,
I have a foster dog that well, I had a foster dog,
yes,
but she was a foster failure and became mine.
that happens a lot. I have 3 of those, Roman. 3 of them. So I had to
I have
stop
one.
fostering because it's good for families to know when they're at their limit for their house. Some people
Right.
can have 3 dogs, and some people with homes do better with 1. So we have our full home, so we do other things to help dogs, right?
We have a full home too.
Yes. So do you have a
Sometimes.
dream of something you'd like to do next? Like you've had a really busy, successful year, and now everyone is home. We're starting to open up. But what's your dream that you'd really like to do? Have you had anything come to you while you've been home?
I have. I want to save every dog in the United States, but
Hmm.
might not be realistic.
So I think that's a good dream. I want to do the same kind of thing. And I am wondering if we can help people, because I don't think okay, if we can help people learn how to keep their dogs, then we would have less dogs going to the shelter. And
True.
that, because I don't think, what do you think? Does anybody get a dog thinking, I'm going to get a dog for a year or two, and if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to get rid of it? Do you think people
Yes, a
think
lot
that
of
way?
people think, a lot of people, when they first get the dog, they're like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Then, usually, a few weeks later, the dog is back at the shelter
Yes. And why do you think it's back at the shelter?
because they just are like, oh, here's a good dog. They don't read the information, they just read the name, and then they take it out of the shelter. Really, they
They're
don't
not,
really,
they don't know all the details to take care of it and make it work.
right.
So one of the things that you said that is really good that might help those people is that when they get the dog that's really cute at the shelter, or oh, look at his eyes, or look at he's so cute, look how big he is, I like that, whatever they like, they want to make sure when they go meet it that if it's a really active dog that is showing you it wants to run around, the person has to be honest, I would do better with a dog that cuddles,
Right.
and we have to trust what we know is good that we can really give that dog. So
Right.
maybe,
That's why the people
yeah,
at the shelter, they would put on their kennel card, or they would know that when the adopter would leave, they would tell them, "Hey, this dog like before the when the adopter potential adopter goes back to ask about that dog, they would say they like to run around, they like to cuddle, or they run around, and then when they're done, they just crash and cuddle with you."
mm-hmm. So pay attention to what they want, because dogs are not exactly the same. Would you
Mm-mm.
say that's true even if they're two dogs that look exactly the same?
Yes, I would say that because no dog is the same,
Okay. Now, we
even
talked
if they
about what
look
you go
identical.
on. What?
Said even if they look like they're identical twins.
That's right. They're very different. Now, what is your dream for Project Freedom Ride?
My dream
Mhm.
is to save every dog in the world.
Every dog in the world. And so, how can Project Freedom Ride do that? Can you tell us
Well,
that?
if everyone in our Project Freedom Ride family,
Hmm.
if they could help in any sort of way by visiting shelters and making videos for dogs there, or fostering, and then finding the right adopter, that would help us go that would help a lot.
So, do you need more people to take videos?
We could use a lot more people to make videos. That would help get a lot more dogs adopted faster too.
So, because I had a thought like if we all, one dog a day, we all share a dog video, because everybody likes their videos, whether it's on TikTok or on Instagram. It's fun, and we have one dog a day challenge or something.
Yes.
So, what dog are you going to share? Who's your dog of the day? So that we could get people thinking about that.
Yeah.
So, you want people to share your videos, but they could also make videos. Is there a way that you can send you videos to post on your site? Does that happen? Or are you still figuring out how more people can get involved?
The media part is kind of more my mom thing. I don't know all the media details.
So we'll just tell people to keep checking on Project Freedom Ride, the website, how they can get involved in sharing videos, and or if they want to help, because like you're good at making dog videos and I'm
I
good at talking to dogs. There might be someone listening who's good at something that your mom could use, right? To
Right,
volunteer to help save every dog even before
right.
it goes to the shelter. So someone has a question about the dog videos, and we need to be very specific. Do you want dog videos of people's dogs at home on the couch or dogs in shelters?
Dogs in shelters for sure. We don't
Oh,
we need the dogs that we don't need the dogs that are already adopted to go into another home. We
okay.
need the dogs that aren't adopted to go into a home.
Okay. So when someone goes to a shelter, and I saw a place when I was visiting Hawaii, and they have something in Kauai where you can go to the animal shelter and take a dog on a field trip. And so people could do that and then take videos when they're with a shelter dog and post
Right.
those. So we want to just encourage people to make as many dog videos at the shelters to share.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then your company, your group, Project Freedom Ride, helps transport those dogs. That if somebody sees a dog in Texas that's in a video,
Yeah.
then Project Freedom Ride helps transport them to places like in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Correct? Okay. So,
Not exactly.
no.
We have rescues in Texas.
Oh, yes. You have rescues. So you work with the rescues in Texas and the rescues in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
Yes. You're not doing that. You're not doing this by yourself. Right. And so 2 of my dogs came from rescues, and the rescues often in a situation like this work together, because if a rescue, even in Los Angeles, doesn't have has a dog that someone sees and they can work it out and they trust that it's a good fit, then a dog can be moved to another state. Right?
Right.
But you have to have the rescues involved to make sure the dog is safe and how it's getting transported. And what else? The home check.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes me and my mom, we do the home check. Sometimes. It like Skype and stuff.
Yes. And you have the people show you their house.
They'll tell us what their house is like, and they'll tell us if the dog likes to run. We'll tell them, hey, the dog likes to run. Do you guys have a area where they can run or go on hikes? And if they do, then we know that this is the family for that dog.
Yes. And things like making sure the fence is secure so it doesn't get out. Yes. Okay. So I would like to
make sure they even have a fence too.
That's right. That's right. Because some people get so excited that they say, I interviewed somebody once who said, I will take care of this puppy and it'll be fine when I'm at work. And I said, oh, okay. Well, how long are you at work? She said, oh, about 4 hours a day. And I go, okay. And where is your work? And it turned out her work took her an hour to get there each way. So then I'm like, well, if she's at work for 4 hours and then it takes her an hour to get there and an hour home, that's 6 hours that this puppy would be home alone. And puppies can't be home alone for 6 hours. But she was so excited.
Puppies need attention.
They do, and they can't hold it that long to go potty. So I said to her, well, maybe it'd be better to get a different dog than a puppy, since the puppy would be home alone. And she thought about it and she agreed. But in the beginning, she's like, oh, it's so cute. I really want that dog. And we were able to find her a dog that was a better fit for her lifestyle.
Yeah.
So those home checks, that's good that you can do that too. So Roman, I would like to show you, because I have a feeling that you understand more about dogs than you realize, because I didn't realize it, but I want to find Rue. You said Rue was a dog you want to talk to, that you'd be interested to find out. So you sent me, or you told me which picture to look at, right?
Right.
And Rue is on your Instagram site. And if someone wants to follow your work on Instagram, you are at Project Freedom Ride. And I am looking at Project Freedom Ride. I do my work over a phone sometimes, or Skype like you do. So I'm going to look at Rue. And Rue is, you spell Rue, R-U. And Rue is in a pink vest. And I'm watching Rue walk at you. So you and I have not discussed Rue, but I'm going to tell you right away, Rue says that she loves you more than all the other dogs. And she wants you to know that. And she said she knows that a lot of dogs, oh gosh, she's sort of pushy. Is she have a pushy personality? She says that a lot of dogs love you and he gets a lot of attention from people. She goes, but I love him. Oh gosh, she's pushy. She says, I love him more than anyone. I love him even more than his mom. That's what she says. That's what I get from.
Probably.
Do you think so? She thinks she loves you. She says, I do a better job. She goes, I'm really good. She says she's a diva. Do you know what a diva is?
Mm-mm.
A diva is someone who likes to be center stage and I'm the best dog. And she says,
That's true.
Is that true?
All right.
She says she's the prettiest dog. She says she's the most beautiful dog. I guess you know what? She gets jealous. She gets a little jealous that you give other dogs attention.
That's true. That's my room.
She's jealous, but she says she admits it freely. She says, oh, because she says that you know that all dogs and all people. Oh, wow. People, we all have our weaknesses. Some people, are you sort of messy sometimes?
That depends.
Okay, so we all have things that we could work on, and Ruth says, including me. Okay, so she says that, but she says you are very understanding and accepting, and that's what people should know, is that one of the things that makes you so great at your work is that you are very accepting of every dog, and that when you meet them and you see, like, especially the dogs that have been in the cages too long and need to what's called decompress, that you still see the good in them and you can bring them out, because people need to remember, just because it's extra wiggly doesn't mean it's a bad dog. And so she's very proud that you are able to get those. She says the ones with the wiggly butts. Is that funny? The ones with the wiggly butts, that some people who are like, oh, that dog, I don't know if I could handle that dog, that you find what's really special about that dog and you help people see, of course I want that dog, when it's the right family, right? So oh my gosh, she's so proud of you. She knows your work. I guess you had a special story with her when you first met her.
So when I first met Rue, she was a transport dog and she bounced through 3 homes.
Okay.
And 2 homes at the time. And then she was our foster dog for a little bit. And when we took her to her 3rd family, within 24 hours, we went to my grandpa's house for dinner one night, and we couldn't find my grandma. And we went they have a big, like, open grass field. We went out there and I saw Rue, and then out came my grandma as well. And I didn't even have the right words. I was crying. I was so excited.
Yeah. Yeah. She really wanted you. You two have a very deep connection.
But some days I wonder if she was bad in her 3rd home just so she could come back. I think,
well, she says you don't use the word bad very much, because there's no such thing as a bad dog. Dog, right? They can be naughty.
Yes, they can be naughty.
And they can be mischievous. But bad dogs are sometimes acting in a way that seems bad because they didn't get the help they needed to act the way they should all the time. Just like,
right.
If you put a baby into a 5th grade class, is it going to do very well? No. So Rue belongs with you. She says, let's just leave it. She loves you. So let me see. When I do sessions with dogs, and I think you could do this, Rue, oh gosh, she's just crazy nuts about you. So what she wants you to know is, she says she's sorry when she gets hyper and really wants your attention and you're tired. Do you know what she's talking about?
I do.
And you just want to be left alone. She says that part of it is she's jealous because she can smell the other dogs on you. And part of it, though, is that when you're tired, she's so eager, like, to praise you. You know, like when you're on a TV show and everyone goes crazy and they like your work. She wants to like get you back to your, I'm just a kid. and she wants to barge right through the crowd and like envelop you with love. And so she does it in her hyper way.
That sounds like
Sweet
Ruth.
dog. Okay, so do you have any questions from Rue? Oh, she says she's not done. Do you have a minute before we go? Is it okay?
Sure.
Okay. She wants to, I'm asking her what else do you want her to know? Okay. She says that it's okay to include her with the other dogs. That she says sometimes she says I'll do my part. I guess she acts out like she doesn't want to go, but she says keep working with me when you try and include me because I do want to go. And I can, she says she knows she can do better. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what she wants you to know. Okay. Do you have any questions?
I do. What
Okay.
is her favorite colors?
What's her favorite color?
Yeah.
So the first thing that came to my mind was yellow.
Huh.
I think she likes yellow.
Hmm.
Does that mean anything to you? I don't know.
Yeah. I always thought she liked pink.
There's something about yellow. So she might like pink a lot, but she's showing me something yellow. So if you've ever, hi Rue. Oh wow, look at her. She's very happy. Rue, yeah, there's definitely something. Look how proud she is. Something yellow. It's like a neon yellow. Do you have or someone who has a neon yellow vest? Hello, pretty girl. A neon yellow vest or a neon yellow, something neon means something to her, a neon yellow. So when you're out working, I think it has to do with work. I want you to notice if there's something neon yellow that she pays attention to. Hi, Rue. Do you want to say anything else? Okay. So she says for all the people who are listening, who have ever thought about helping a dog, at least share a dog video. Do the right thing. There's no, oh, she's feisty. Can you lower that so we can see her face?
I got it, I think.
Okay. So Rue, she says there's no excuse. Anybody, even a kid, no matter how old you are, can do something to help a dog. And she says, if you're not a dog person, fine, at least help a cat. Okay, Rue, that good to know. Rue, that we can help. We can share a video. We can write a letter. A thank you. Just do something. What are you going to do to help a dog? Do something. Okay, Rue, we got it. Yeah, that's good.
Anything else?
No, she likes the center. Say, this is what we mean by diva, Roman. She took the show over from you. We can only see your mouth.
I'm used to that every time we do a video or a Facebook Live from home or something. She's always center of attention.
She wants that. She's
like in front of the camera always.
She loves it. She loves it. Maybe that's why she came to you, because she knew that you could help her with her mission. Okay, Rue, do you want to?
By the way.
Well, but she can still hear. She hears energy. Do you know what that means? So she feels it. Have you ever felt something from a dog that you just knew?
Careful, Rue.
She feels it. So she feels it. So she has a full active life. She has a lot to say. She feels it. Okay. And let me see. Someone wants to know how old you are. You said you're 8.
Yes.
Your birthday is coming up next month.
Yep.
And
towards the end of next month.
Okay. So that's in June.
June 28th.
June 28th. So you started this on your 4th birthday, wanting birthday presents for the dogs. Do you think you're going to do a birthday present for the dogs this year, or maybe you haven't decided yet?
I think I'm going to do donations for my birthday this year.
Donations? And should people watch your Instagram and Freedom Ride to find out about making a donation?
Yes.
So that's like, stay tuned on how you can help celebrate Roman's birthday. Perfect. With Rue. Okay.
With Rue, for sure.
Yeah, we're done. Okay, so you two can go enjoy your afternoon. I'm going to donate for your birthday. If someone books a session with me to talk to their dog, like I talked to Rue, I'm going to give 20% to Project Freedom Ride. Okay? And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you and your mom, can figure out how you want to use that, whether for something special for the Project Freedom Ride or just a regular cost. But I'm happy to contribute to Project Freedom Ride. And I really want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to join you today.
That's good.
It was cool. Thank you for telling me what Ruth's favorite color was.
Well, I'll be interested if you notice something about neon yellow, why she is interested, or as she says, intrigued by something that's neon yellow.
Maybe it's Mom's sweatshirt.
Your Lego tote is yellow.
It could be my Lego tote as well.
Well, something you'll figure it out. There's something, maybe it has to do with your mom, but it's like a vest or something neon yellow. You'll have an aha moment where you'll go, that's what it is. Okay. So
maybe it's your clipboard.
We don't know.
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. Sometimes it takes a minute or two or a day, but you'll figure it out and you'll understand the deeper meaning. I just give you the messages. You guys get to figure it out. Does your mom have anything she wants to add? She's welcome to.
She's camera shy, so
I know.
I can't really think of anything. I guess my only 2 cents is it's important to know that all the transports we do are properly licensed.
Yes.
There's a lot of groups. Sorry, I'm trying to resecure his camera there. I'll peek in really quickly.
Yeah. Can you pass me my water bottle?
There's a lot of groups right now that are moving dogs. They have good intentions, but it's not legally being done. Over the last 6-8 weeks or so, there have been 2 pretty large accidents in the Pacific Northwest of transporters. So we make sure we kind of cross our T's and dot all of our I's. We're not the cheapest entity by any means, but we've definitely been able to do big things. So that's been good.
That's a great point. Working with any rescue.
Yeah.
I think that's why people sometimes say reputable rescue.
Exactly.
You want to make sure that your dog has had its shots, you get all the records, and just know the story that you're interviewing the rescue as well, because they're invested in taking care of the dog, hopefully as well as you want, so that you have
right. You want to know what you're supporting. It's important to know, ask questions. Like we tell people, if you're paying an adoption fee, your dog should be altered. There's these kind of basic standard operating procedures that you should receive. And if you're not, those need to be flags for you and you need to ask more questions.
And same with fostering, right?
Yeah,
that you want when someone fosters, they need to have the support of the rescue group. You can't just say, okay, we'll foster, we'll take it in. And then you want to know up front, well, what happens if the dog is sick? What happens if I don't have food? Maybe you can afford to take care of the food and the vet bills, but maybe you can't. But it's good to know all of those things up front so that the dog has a positive experience while it's being fostered in your house, because we want people to foster.
Exactly.
But they need to know everything that's involved.
Exactly. We always tell people questions. Like our groups in Texas, when they adopt dogs out, they ask questions. We have specific questions we require from our program standpoint. They have questions from their rescue. We would expect adopters to ask, as many questions as you can. Roman just did a video about this recently. You want to see the dog. A lot of our adoptions are out of area. You don't have hands on. You want to see the dog in its normal environment. You want to, make sure this dog is not coming from some, unsanitary, nasty environment. Not that it wouldn't deserve to be saved, but you want to make sure you're getting healthy, good dogs, and the rescues have done their part.
Yeah. And the rescues, some people say, well, why do I have to pay so much money to a rescue when I adopt? And that's because you're getting their resources to support you, and they have vetted the dog. So it's sort of like an insurance policy, because most good rescues will take the dog back if there's an emergency with the dog.
Exactly.
And if a rescue,
explain to people all the time, like our adoption fees are pretty cut and dry. I mean, we don't stray from them. We have kind of odd situations with bonded dogs or senior dogs, but our adoption fees don't even cover our costs. Our transport costs typically range about $200 to $250 per dog just for transport. The rescues alone put in a couple $100, and that's assuming the dog is healthy.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, the $8,000 dog we had at the end of last year. So we're always in the hole in theory, but it's just kind of, we firmly believe you either do it right or you don't do it at all. So
Yeah. Especially if you want, as Roman was saying, to be successful and not have an animal go back to the shelter 6
Exactly.
weeks later because, oh, well, we didn't know this, or he's more active than we thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I hope people will check out Project Freedom Ride for more
Thank you.
information.
Thank you.
Definitely. I wish you all the best. I love what you're doing, and I know
Thank
how
you.
important it is. And I'm glad to show you another skill that people can do in talking with their dogs when they might have a question, and whatever helps to keep these dogs in homes doing well.
Thank you for
Thank
telling
you.
us about Ruhoh. I was
Thank
not on
you.
screen, but I was sitting at my desk just like shaking my head. There were so many things that I was just like,
She is
oh my
even
gosh,
Daddy
like
laughing at
it
something.
makes sense. Like this would be what
The
would
one
come
thing
right out
that
of her
doesn't
mouth.
make sense is the neon yellow.
That's just a project. Now you got to
Yeah.
figure it out.
That's a project. There's something,
Yeah.
it's like a cone. Yeah, I know you said maybe your mom's sweatshirt,
Yeah,
but
my bright neon sweatshirt.
I see
or
it
my
as a,
or my bright yellow Lego tote. It could be anything.
it could be anything. I think in checking with her, it's something out when you're on like walks or something that she's interested in. And what, I don't know if by the transport trucks, but there's some, it's like even a shiny or than your mother's vest. So just be aware of, it's like
Well,
she
that's the
wants to
thing.
work. Just be aware when you're out with her. She likes doing, I mean, this could be a whole nother thing about dogs working, but she has a mission besides you. Like she wants to help you. And whether there's something where just look for a neon, whether it's a vest on somebody else when you're loading dogs, or a cone, something, she has more message. But I want you to, because I teach animal communication and talking to dogs, I want you both as dog people, when you tune into yourself and you knew Roman at 4, that you wanted to do that for your birthday. And your mom knew, she saw something that, wow, he's pretty good. I'm going to keep doing this. When you both tune into your own knowing sense, you'll figure out what Rue wants with this neon, how Rue can do whatever. I mean, maybe you'll use her story for something, but there's something with neon for you both that she wants you to know. She's amused by this. She's like watching you.
She's silly humans. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. Why can't they just figure it out now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's so funny because she is definitely a dog we had no intention of keeping, but I think from the day she met Roman, which was right off of transport, he was there. I think we just believe she chose him. It was then. And it was a matter of us being ready. We had a very senior dog at the time, and it was a matter of whether it was the right time for us. And sadly, he passed, and 4 days later, she was there. So
yeah.
And
she's
then
there.
We had her for, sorry.
She's there, Roman. She wants to do some work with you.
That's cool.
And then we had her for a few weeks as a foster dog. And then when we took her to her other home, she stuck with us. What we think is she acted naughty or mischievous so she could come back. That's
Maybe so.
I think
Maybe
you're just her
so.
person.
Yeah,
So.
she's very happy with you. Very happy with you.
And when she met my dad for the first time, she acted like she knew him all along.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes,
This is
and
so
the
awesome.
more you,
Thank you.
the more
so
you
much.
respect all that, those little moments, the more you'll be able to tune into it with other dogs. So have fun. Happy birthday. You know where to find me. I look forward to talking to you both again.
Yes, this will be
look forward to
fun.
talking to
Yes,
you again.
thank you.
Okay.
You're awesome.
You're awesome too, both of you. And I'm glad we got your mom out because she's awesome too.
Yeah.
And she's got a lot of important stuff to help people learn.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a great
Take
day.
care.
Take care.
Okay.
Be
You
safe.
too. You too. Bye.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.
Bye.